Alright, so here's my version of the Jazz Aces, but with the Ace of Hearts through the Four of Hearts. I do it in this number progression because I think it's easier for people to follow. So that's why I personally do it this way. You can do it with aces, you can do it with whatever you want. But I do it this way because I think spectators can just understand what's going on much easier. So, I use the 6s and the 9s, and here's what it looks like. See, for this trick, we're going to use all of the Ace of Hearts through the Four of Hearts. But mainly what we're going to do is we're going to use these guys here. And kind of keep them separate, because we're going to mainly use these guys. The Ace, we'll use a little bit, but he's just kind of there to show us what we're doing. So, here I'll first take you can see here, we're going to be using the 2 of Hearts, the 4 of Hearts, and the 3 of Hearts. I'll set the 3 over here on the right. And now, I'll take the 4 and I'll set it over here on the left. And I'll take the 2 and I'll set it here in the middle. So we have the 3, the 4, and the 2. Now, I'll take a random card and I'll put it here, just like that. He's just going to stay there for now. And now we're going to take the 2 and I'm going to insert him around second from the top. But you may notice something weird. If I give a weird move here, and I snap my fingers, you may notice that somehow the 2 vanishes. Well, where on earth could it have gone? If it's not here, then maybe it jumped over here. Oh wow, look at that. That's interesting. Let's try this again. I'll take another random card like this and I'll just set it down over here. Now if I take the 3 like this, I push it in and I give a snap. Does it vanish? Oh, it does. That's interesting. I wonder if it will happen again. Let's just try this. I'll take another random card. I'll put it down over here. Let's try this with the 4. Put the 4 in. It's just absolutely bizarre. Look at that. Vanished. Wonder where on earth the 4 went. Well, let's see. I mean, both of them should have ended up over here, so maybe. Yep, there they are. Look at that. Each one jumped magically right over. And that's pretty much how the trick goes. I mean, obviously the pattern isn't good. That's kind of the most boring pattern to use. But yes, anyways, that's the trick, and I hope you guys like it. Alright, here's my version of the Jazz Aces, but with numbers. I usually start out with the Ace. Instead of using the Aces, I use the Ace of Hearts, the Ace of the Ace of Hearts, the 2 of Hearts, and the 3 of Hearts, and the 4 of Hearts. Just so it's easier for people to follow, you know? It's like counting. Then I use the black 6s as extra cards. And the black 9s. That way it's kind of hard. It confuses the mind when you do it, so they won't catch on to what you're doing. So, how you start out is very simple. You say, look, we're going to use these cards. You tell them that, and as you do that, you move the 2 on top of the 4 and the 3. You pick it up, you get a pinky break under the top card on the packet of 6s and 9s, just the top one. And you set it here and you say, we're going to keep these separate. You tell them that. And then you move the Ace around like you're trying to get it right in the center of the table. So that way you have an excuse to do this. Now as you pick up the 2, the 4, and the 3, you're going to pick up that extra card here. And then you're going to show the 2 by flipping it over. You have the extra card here. The 4. And then after you show the 4, you're going to set the 3 and that extra card down here. And then you're going to flip over the 3 and you say, look, and the 3. Then you say, I put the 3 on the on the right. And you put the 3 on the far right. Then you do a double lift because you have this extra card. And you say, look, I'm going to take the 4. As you do the double lift to see the 4, you say, I'm going to take the 4. I'm going to put it on the left. And you put it on the far left. And then you do another double lift because you have the 4 here, and you say, look, I'm going to take the 2. So you show the 2, and you say, look, I'm going to take the 2 and I'm going to put it here. But actually, it's the 4 that goes here. Then you're going to do another double lift because the 2 is here. And when you do the double lift, it's going to show one of the random cards. in this case the 6 of clubs. And you say, look, I'll flip this 6 over and I'll put it here. But in reality, you have the 2. So it goes down. Boom, just like that. So the 2 is here. They think the 6 of clubs is there, but it's not. And the 4 is here. And they think the 2 is here, but it's not. So then you say, look, I'm going to take the 2, I'm going to put it second from the top. And you push it in. Then you do an Elmsley count. Speaking of which, to do this, you need to know the double lift, the Elmsley count, and a pinky break. That's pretty much it. That's all you need to know. So if you don't know those, go look them up. I'm assuming, though, if you're doing something this advanced, this type of card trick, that you know these. So to do that Elmsley count, I just do it like this. I say, look, your card has miraculously vanished. And if you're wondering where it went, of course, it ended up over here. And you flip this over, and it's the 2. And they're like, how? Then you say, watch, we'll do it again. I'll take a random card, and you do a double lift now because the 4 of hearts that you just put in and you hid is on top. So you do the double lift, you show them this card, and then you put it here like this right next to the 2. And they say, look, I'm going to take the 3. You can show them the 3. I know it seems odd, but you can because the 4 is here, and you're thinking, well, how can you show them the 3? They'll notice that the 3 didn't jump over. Well, you'll see in a minute. You'll see exactly how it happens. So I put the 3. I said, look, I'm going to put the 3 in here, and I act like I accidentally flash it. Like I don't do it on purpose. I just let them see it. Push it in second. I spin it around. I do this little fancy move, and then I say, wow, look. Your card has vanished. Well, that's pretty crazy. And at this point, I just wait, and I say, well, you know what? Let's just do it quickly. We'll do another card. Look, we'll take a random card. This time you show that you do another double lift because your card is on top after that. So the 3 ends up here after you do the Elmsley count. And you just flip. And then you put it here and you say, look, we'll put another random card there. And now we'll take the 4. And you tell them this is a 4, which it's not, but you do. And this is important. You can even emphasize this part. You say, look, the 4 goes in, and watch. And you do the Elmsley count just to keep consistency. Their card is obviously not here, and you can spread it out like this because that last card was not any of the aces. But you do the Elmsley count just to keep consistent so it doesn't seem suspicious. Then you leave this here, and the 3 is here and the 4 is here, but there's a special move. As you grab this, like this, and you flip it over, you push this top card over like this as you flip it. And it makes it so the 3 ends up here and the 4 ends up on the end. And so it looks, you say, look, and the 4 jumped at the end, so it went the 2, the 3, and the 4, each one. And people will be like, wow, you know, because it keeps the consistency of it. So it will appear after you flip it. That's why you do the 2 and you wait. Because the 4 is actually here, but when you do this and you flip it, or how'd it go? There we go, like this. When you do this and you flip it, because the 4 was laid down first, then the 3 was laid down. When you flip it, you twist it, and boom, it looks like they're in the correct order, and no one will notice that. They'll just be, wow, it's in the correct order. It's the way it's supposed to be. And so then the magic is complete. That's the instructions for it. I hope you guys like it, and practice makes perfect.